Welcome back to Good Things Utah. Fall has finally arrived, and we're sharing tasty ways to use a caramel sauce that you can make right at home.
And joining us now in the kitchen is gluten-free chef Emma Drennan. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I love these ideas. You have 3 of them that we can do this month.
3 easy ideas, and this caramel apple charcuterie board is my favorite to do with kids and adults, because often you make a big apple and you only want to eat half of it. You really don't need all that sugar.
Your kids don't eat the whole thing.
They never eat the whole thing.
I agree.
And so one tip, because sometimes we're hesitant to pre-slice the apples because we're like, they won't look pretty later.
Yeah, they might brown.
So what you do is per 1 cup of water, you put 1 teaspoon of sea salt in, and you're gonna soak your apples for 10 minutes. They can stay brown-free for even 24 hours.
Hold up, this is groundbreaking. I thought you were going to say lemon juice, didn't you?
I did too. Salt. So how long have you been keeping these apples?
So these I cut up probably 3 hours ago, but I've done it 24 hours before. So after you soak them, you just take them out and lay them on some paper towels and damp them.
Emma, I don't even believe it. 3 hours ago?
Taste salty?
No.
Okay, I have to see.
If you don't wipe it off and you eat it right away, it would.
It actually doesn't. I don't taste the salt in it at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I'm seeing is it's almost like a fondue.
Yeah,
That's right
and
here.
so you use a skewer and you just get
I'm so glad you showed me
get your
that.
apple, and then you just dip it, and then you can dip it in whatever toppings you want.
Oh, this is
And
a
one
fun
thing
idea.
to just note is some sprinkles are not gluten-free. So if you're wanting sprinkles for your topping, make sure you check the label.
That is such a great tip. I have so many people in my life, Emma, who are celiac, that I hope they are watching because they feel so limited by what they can eat, especially during the holidays.
Right,
we're
and,
dipping it.
and sprinkles was one of the things I didn't even think about. And I remember I had made gluten-free cookies for my kids, and then afterwards noticed
Emma,
the sprinkles weren't gluten-free.
I'm so sorry. I'm getting
it's
drippy.
Messy. Caramel is messy. It is messy.
And
I'm dripping on the charcuterie board. Oh.
You have to eat it right away.
That caramel's amazing.
It's so good. You
Mm-hmm.
can use this caramel for all sorts of different things, ice cream topping, but there's a lot of dessert things you can do if you know how to make your own caramel.
I feel like this is so fun for the kids because they get to choose the topping and all the candies that go on the apple.
Right, and they're gonna dip it in everything. So
I'm going to crunch a little bit.
yeah,
I know, I just did. Sorry about everyone with my microphone. It was too good.
Sorry.
Those apples, I can't believe how perfect they are 3 hours later.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about these.
This is a super fun thing to do with your kids. So if you've watched British Baking Show or any of those kind of shows, they're all about making things in molds. So you make your gluten-free brownies in the mold. I sub out refined coconut oil for the oil. I just like the texture better with that.
Good tip.
But you're gonna bake them in here, and they have my recipe on Good Things Utah, so depending on what size is how long you're gonna bake it. So you bake it in there, and then you gotta freeze it after it cools before you take it out of the mold.
Put that whole thing in the freezer.
Put the whole thing, and then you get these cute little brownie bites, and sometimes you'll have to trim the edges, to make it turn into a pumpkin. So there's your pumpkin, and you're gonna spray it with edible gold dust and stick a little piece of a score bar for the pumpkin.
It's so cute.
It is really cute. Now, question though, when you put it in the freezer, does it change the texture of the brownie?
No, and it actually makes it easier to work with because gluten-free baked things are often a little bit soft, and brownies are soft anyways. But you need them to be a little bit firm so that you can
And
put
then
it
do you
together.
thaw or serve frozen?
I actually keep them in the fridge and serve them cold.
Smart.
Okay. That just
and
is so
then
pretty.
when it comes to packaging it all together, tell viewers what you did with this right here.
So this is so easy. All you need is a 2-ounce plastic cup with a lid. You can get them at Walmart or on Amazon. A cellophane bag, put your apple on top, a little bit of ribbon, and this will totally brighten a coworker, a neighbor, a friend's day.
I think that's brilliant.
I
mean, that's an
love
easy way
it.
to package it that I
So
did not
easy.
think of. It's so cute. Have those out at a party.
Yes, and you could give them away as little party favors at the end. Do you have book club this month? Send that away with people.
Wait, Emma, do I dip the brownie in the caramel or do I?
I forgot to say that. So you put your 2 halves together
Okay.
with the homemade
Oh,
caramel.
you're gluing the
So
2
you're-
sides
to
with
make
the caramel.
your little pumpkin.
And then do I dip again?
You could if you wanted to.
I'm just breaking the rules
So
with the caramel.
I made some already, but you would have a bunch
Oh,
of
Saray,
kids come
look at
over
that.
Yum.
and just
And then I'm doing this.
and then you're putting it
putting
together.
The other
and then you would spray the glitter,
Okay.
the edible.
Emma, everybody at home right now is saying, but what about the caramel sauce? How did you make it?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
'Cause it's really,
you're
really
putting
good.
it together. MyLifeAfterGluten.com. If you have any questions, if you need help, Emma's such a great teacher and she wants to direct you to resources that you need. So please go to our website for her information.